This could be the real deal, boys. Let's do it.
Welcome to the Reggie and Jerome Week 10 recap. I'm your co-host, Sammy C. To my right, my boy, Big D.
What's happening, peoples?
Across the table for me, my homeboy, J.A.
Yo.
Man, we have to talk about some shit for this past week between the Eagles and the Lions. But first, like we always do, we're going to take our shots. Go Birds.
Go Birds.
That shit don't taste bad in tea. I'm about to start that.
God damn.
Oh my God.
So, boys, we were in the nice old parking lot of P-Lot Sunday watching, tailgating first. We were all there. We made a little appearance in Philly.
Crowd was going wild for us.
Yeah. Yeah. What'd you guys think of little tailgating on Sunday before the game?
It's been a minute since I went out there, and it was a great time, man. I mean, everything but the wind. The wind was absolutely ridiculous, but you can't beat spending all day Sunday watching football, hanging out with the fellas, drinking, cooking, eating, and then heading into the stadium to watch us win a football game.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I tailgate all the time for the Phillies, but it's been a minute since I tailgated for the Eagles. And just the atmosphere, being out there, everyone is having a good time. Some people start earlier than others. I don't know how they do it all day, but it's an event. Just being in the parking lot is an event. So I had a great time. You guys actually went into the game. I thought about it, but then I'm glad I came home and watched it.
Yeah.
It was an experience, that's for damn sure. Just being out there, shout out to Nelson too, because Nelson saved our asses bringing that camper.
Yeah, he did.
But the funny part is we were just crossing over the bridge, and it was about 11 o'clock. And I'm like, no, what time does the parking lot open? Oh, it don't open till 1. I said, Nelson, it's 11 o'clock, bro. I said, we got 2 hours. We got to sit in this damn truck in line. He's like, yeah, it's all right. We'll be all right. All right, cool. But thank God it was warm in that truck, because as soon as we got out there, we were setting shit up. Boy, that wind was kicking.
It didn't matter how many layers you had.
Nah, it did not. But it did save us because, drinking all day. We started drinking shit while we were sitting in line before we even went into the lot. But when we got out there, we were drinking. Jay Vowdy was with us. We just had a fun time. Big D showed up. We thought he was going to stay home and watch Wicked downstairs in the basement. But
I did not.
Nah, he popped out. He was like, yeah, I was just at the casino an hour ago. He was like, yeah, I was up here this morning.
You guys are right there. I figured I'd just walk over.
Pop on over, yeah.
Nah, and them kids trying to get us, for money and shit. That was...
Oh, man. Lesson learned.
Yeah.
Bring a bunch of dollar bills if you go out there.
Seriously.
Because they just tug on your heartstrings.
Yeah.
Some of them are out there. They're trying to go to Cooperstown. They're trying to raise money for their football league. Some of them out there hustling.
Yeah.
But just bring a couple dollars out there just to get into the kids, because, we're drinking and eating, but they walking around that whole place. They was out there probably for 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, all day.
All day, and they had to make money, man. They had to.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, shit, they got me for $20, but that was like 6 beers deep and a Jello shot.
They got me too.
Yeah.
So, well, that was awesome. Let's recap Week 10, Birds versus Lions. What were your first impressions of the game? Like when it first started, everything. Jay, I'm gonna kick it to you.
Game started off. hot. I mean, we had that interception by Cooper DeJean, and we were like, all right, we're knocking on the door. Let's go score. And then we fell flat.
Yeah.
And we continued to fall flat. And then it fell flat some more. Listen, this is
How much more flat we can get.
The one bright spot, and it's been the bright spot the last few weeks and pretty much all season, has been a defense. They are playing out of their minds. Even Adoree Jackson, who we talk about a lot on this podcast.
Boy, I'm glad you brought him up because I sure was.
He had himself a decent day.
Mm-hmm.
For Adoree Jackson standard, he had himself a great day.
Yeah, great day.
I was waiting for it. I'm not going to lie. I was waiting for it. Derek, what you think about the game? First impressions.
First impressions was, as Jay stated, they were flat as pancake. But that was my first impression. My second impression that overtook that was I haven't seen a defensive performance like that at the Lincoln quite some time. I mean, they were amazing, man. Just some of the, and maybe we'll talk about some of the stats later, but just some of the things that they did on the defensive end was just like, wow, this is Detroit. Like, they put up points on everybody. They did not do that against the Birds. If I had a third impression that overtook those two, would have been, you guys can't blow this. That was the thing when I finished watching the game, that's the first thing I thought about was like, you guys got a chance to do something really special, but you also have a chance to blow this. Just don't blow this. So those were my impressions, my initial impressions of the game. We'll talk more.
Yeah, we'll talk more about it as we go on. My first impressions were first being up in the, I guess you could say nosebleeds. I was all the way at the top. Joey had some good seats with Nelson.
I did.
But I was up with Jay Valdy.
You don't remember what section you were in?
Yeah, like 2-something. 3. I don't know. I was like fucking 3 rows from the tippy top, so I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you was in the helicopter. Yeah.
In the helicopter.
Yeah.
I was watching every airplane come in.
Yeah.
Southwest Airlines.
Yeah. I was saying that even before we even went into the game. But my first impressions, man, that place was rocking, dude.
It was indeed very, very loud.
And I knew it too, when they just had this whole thing going on with, the offense ran out. But then when they...
I don't want to stop you.
Go ahead.
Can you guys talk about that for a second?
Oh, absolutely.
Because I wasn't there, but I saw a video of it.
The experiences was dope.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to plenty of games there, and I've seen them come out the tunnel, but there were a couple new faces that were coming out of the tunnel for the first time. Can you guys talk about that?
Yeah, so I mean, I'll say one of them, and when the offense came out, and then they started, with their hype song and everything like that. They had the light show, which that was wicked. You go onto the app, and then
it's synced up
to the music. So like everybody's flashlight, like you just hold your phone up and it'll control from your flashlight. So it's, it goes with the beat. So like the lights go on and off on your flashlight. It was wicked. Like you just look around, it looked like you were at a fucking concert. They shut the lights off.
You know what it kind of gave you the vibe of with and not to cut you off.
No, you're good.
You went to the Phillies game. You seen Johan Duran's entrance.
Yeah.
That kind of
that in green.
Pretty much.
Like,
it brought some energy. I liked it. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. They started, naming everybody, which obviously you got the big names, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Coop. That was crazy. Everybody's yelling, Coop. That's the whole stadium, right?
Wow.
Then they get to the new guys, Jalen Phillips. That place fucking erupted. And then you thought they were done because they did the defensive ends and then defensive tackles. They did everybody on the defense, and the last one was number 55, BG.
Wow.
That place, I had fucking butterflies. Like, it was nuts. Absolutely insane.
I mean, he's a fan favorite. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, he's the man. I was in the lower bowl, so I had some decent seats. I was opposite the tunnel, where they come out. So I had a full
so you
view.
can see them.
Yeah, I had a
They were running pretty much like towards you.
right there. Yeah,
Yeah.
just the midfield.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I mean, like you said, Jalen Phillips got a huge crowd pop, and then BG, he comes out, and my phone gave me a decibel warning. That's how loud the stadium got
Crazy.
when BG came out there. But it just goes to show how loved he is on this football team and in this city.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
And
you had
okay.
and then behind me you had Gilly
Yeah.
in his little special corner going crazy all night.
Gilly,
Sometimes I
Gilly
just turn
is
around.
special, that's for sure.
Sometimes I just turned around and watched him dance because what was going on the football field was hard to watch at sometimes.
Yeah. And that's the thing, man. It's just like I've been to an Eagles game before, but being there that night, Jalen Phillips' first game as an Eagle at home, and then Brandon Graham's first game at home, like the return game. Because remember, we signed him. He didn't play against the Giants at home. They didn't introduce him. But, man, Sunday, that place was rocking. And just to see that, like what just those two guys bring to the team, Brandon Graham being the hype guy, and Jalen Phillips being that guy, the new guy into the city, but everybody's loving him. So it was awesome to see. But the real question that I have now is, does this offense matter? Can a defense win a championship in 2025? Because the way that we seen that game, yeah, we started off pretty well. But to me, you know what? I'll let y'all do your opinion first, and then I'll kick it back to myself. So, Derek, what you think, man?
Man, I thought about this a lot since that game. And it's not like it hasn't been done before. It has been done before. There have been teams who have had dominant defensive, and they've won the Super Bowl.
I mean, what was it? Patriots? Was it Patriots and Rams? It was like 10-3 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and they weren't even dominant defenses. That was just particularly that game. I'm talking more like the 2000 Ravens, who held teams to like 13 points, and that's how they won the Super Bowl. Everybody talks about the 85 Bears and all that, but that specifically that 2000s Ravens team statistically is one of the best defenses ever. So I thought about that. I thought, can this defense carry a team to the Super Bowl? And at first I said no, and then I thought about who they played. They played teams that put up points.
Exactly.
Consistently. So I know we have a rule where we don't waffle. So I'm trying not to waffle.
Yeah, we don't do that on here.
So if I have to answer the question, thinking ahead to who they would have to face, I'm going to say no right now, only because in the playoffs, when they place some of these teams in the playoffs, if they have a home field advantage, I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, but they have to go on the road and maybe play the Rams in L.A., or even they might have to play Detroit in the Dome or something like that. I just don't think currently constructed they can do it. I think they will have to score in the low 20s to win any kind of playoff game. I don't think they're going to be games like they were last year. So to answer your question now, right at this moment, no, but that could change. If they go on a run for the next couple of weeks and continue to do this, why the hell not? We're going to find out a lot about that next week.
Yeah, Jay.
I'm with Derek. It's hard to do that week in and week out in the National Football League when it's become a scoring league. Teams are built to put up numbers. I don't know how we're doing this. I saw something that said that we've given up, I think, like 9 passing touchdowns, which is ranked best in the league. But quarterbacks are completing like 64% of their passes, which is the worst, is the best in the league for quarterbacks. It doesn't make any sense.
None of this makes any sense with it.
I don't mean to cut you off real quick. I got a question for y'all. Is it because of the coaching? Is the play calling like what system we're running right now? Or is it just the players?
On offense?
On defense.
On
defense. I'm talking about defense.
I mean, Vic Fangio is one of the best, if not the best, in the business.
Yeah.
He coaches those guys up. He beats the point home of where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing, what you're not supposed to be doing. And he's just smart. He knows when to bring pressure. He knows when not to bring pressure. Players matter, so does scheme. I mean, you know, Quinyon, there's this that kid is amazing. But you know, you got someone on the other side of Dory Jackson who's not as good, and he's been doing a good job. So, you know, I think it's both. I don't think it's one or the other.
Okay.
I think it's 50-50 as well. But as much as I want to give Vic a lot of credit, I think it also, I honestly, I don't think it's 50-50. I think it's 60-40. I watched a lot of the all 22 of the Eagles game this past week, and I could be wrong. I don't know how they teach those guys, but some of the things that Quinyon was doing, you can't teach. And what I mean by that is Amon St. Brown was confused. 2 reps, he's bump and run. Another rep, he's 5 yards off. Another, he's 7 yards off. Another one, he comes up to bump him and doesn't bump him and lets him go. It was a master class in how to play cornerback in the NFL. And it's not like this guy's not good. He's one of the best receivers in the league. And I don't know if, well, he's only known Vic, so maybe it is Vic. Maybe Vic does coach him up like that, but he came into the league really good, so I don't know. So maybe it is 50-50, I'm not sure, but some of the things that those guys are doing talent-wise, you just can't teach. So I don't know if that answers your question, but.
Yeah, no. And my opinion on that is I agree with both of you, like what you both said. The things that you watched in that game on Sunday on Quinyon, right? Or how about Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter when they're sitting there on a pass defense and they just have the eyes on Jared Goff, waiting to see which way that this pass is going.
That's coaching.
Yeah, jumping up and knocking the ball down. I mean, what? I don't even know how many we had.
5 combined.
We had 5 combined.
Between them two.
Yeah,
5 combined.
So even those,
passes.
you know, they were huge in that game. Huge. And to answer the question I asked you guys earlier, you know, does the offense even matter? Can the defense win the championship? Not right now. Yes, they played great against Detroit, but I feel like when we get into the playoffs and things like that, we're going to be facing the teams that we've already faced, but those teams can put up points. And yes, our defense could stop them. We've stopped them, you know, multiple times. Especially Sunday, we stopped the Lions a lot. But the thing is you need that offense to get going. And I don't know if it's going to.
Well, that goes back to, not to cut you off, but that goes back to me saying you can't blow this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, you're right. And that, you know, that's why I agree with you guys, because you can't blow it. You know, the defense can only do so much in a game. Yes, they can win you a ball game. But when you're out there, you get a stop on Detroit and then you do a 3-and-out on offense, you're just putting them guys back out there tired as hell. Yeah. And you know, it's hard for defenses to do that. So, you know, that offense needs to get going.
But before you go, I want to ask you guys, because you were there. Could you see? Could you tell as you were watching? Because there's a lot going on at the games. Like, could you tell while you were watching, outside of like, I'm sure you were like, oh my God, this offense can't get going. In your mind, you've got to be saying that while you're there watching it.
Yeah, and
but did you also notice that you were watching a virtuoso performance defense.
Defense?
Like, did you turn to like Jeff? What did you turn to like? Yo,
Yeah.
you see what these guys
Go
are doing.
ahead,
Did you guys
Jay.
notice that?
Yeah, I mean, I'll start with the offensive side of the ball. You know, I was talking to Big Nell all game long, and we only put up 16 points. Our rough calculation, we had 6 or 7 drops that game.
Yeah.
Probably another 10 points are added on the board.
I'll give you that.
So, you know, it looks a lot better. You put up 20, 24 points, 20, whatever, 28 points.
Yeah, nobody's talking if it's 26-9 or 28-9.
Right. So, and on the defensive side of the ball, me and Nelson turned to each other a few times when they targeted Adoree Jackson and straight up said, wow, he's playing good tonight.
You said it during the game.
Yeah.
There was one point, the
I'm
one on
surprised
the,
Lightning didn't strike.
yeah, there was the one on in the end zone when they couldn't convert. Nelson actually was the first one to say it. Holy shit, he made a play. Then he saw the replay on the screen. He goes, it was a bad ball.
Man,
I said, I'll give him the credit.
yeah, you know Nelson. You know Nelson. It's crazy though. We were sitting in opposite seats. I turned to Jay Vowdy. I was like, damn, they gonna be talking about this one on the pod, man. They gonna be ripping me for Adoree Jackson. No, it didn't lightning, but it did fucking snow. That's for damn sure.
Oh my, yeah,
It did start snowing, but
Quinyon put on a master class, like you said. You know, that was the matchup I was watching all night, was Amon-Ra and Quinyon when they were matched up against each other, because that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
And I mean,
He was in his hip pocket, bro.
yeah, he was
dominant.
absolutely dominant. And
Quinyon Bay, straight up.
But I looked at Jay Vowdy when the game started, man, and we went up 3-0 because of the field goal and everything like that. Next possession, Detroit gets the ball. Jared Goff throws the interception. Right there, I looked at Jay Vowdy. I'm like, yo, if we don't score, we have a problem. It's going to be a long fucking game. We didn't score. We didn't score off of that fucking the interception. Then it was just back and forth, right? Eagles, the defense would stop them on 4th down, which we'll get to that later. And then Eagles come back in. Okay, yeah, we get a nice throw to Devontae Smith. He drops it.
That's just unheard of.
It is unheard of. It is because, I mean, it's not like there really wasn't that many guys around him. It was right through his hands, man. Right through his hands.
2 guys that, you know,
Him and Dallas
the ball
got
gets
it.
thrown to him. You're like, yeah, they're catching the rock.
The Dallas Goddard one, the one that got me. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Both of them, man. I looked at Jay Vowdy. I'm like, bro, we should be up 21-0 against this team.
And then
We had so many opportunities on offense, and we just could not capitalize.
And there were some bad balls by Jalen as well. Throwing back shoulder when it should have been front shoulder. Yeah. One of them, I forget who it was. I don't know if it was to Dotson or not, but if he puts it in the right spot, it's a touchdown.
Yeah, I think it was the one that Dotson.
So just, you know, missing on plays like that, you know, it in theory can lose you a game. I mean, not that we got lucky, but our defense stepped up when Detroit tried to keep going for it on 4th down. And, you know, you took them off the field, but if Detroit takes points 3 of those, I think 5 times, it's a totally different ball game.
That's crazy. They went 4 or 5 times on 4th down.
Yeah.
Wow. But you're right.
Yeah, my biggest thing is, like, Jalen, he wasn't on that game. He had some nice throws. Some weren't good. But the run, man, we just still cannot get this run going until you fucking put Tank Bigsby in and he decides to run for 20 fucking yards on one play. I don't get it. Is it Saquon or is it the offensive line? And, you know, that's going to lead into my next question is we lost Lane Johnson in that game.
Yeah.
It was in the first quarter. One of the guys that was sitting next to us, they were like, when the fuck Lane Johnson go out? I'm like, I don't know, but it says on the big board. It says Lane Johnson, questionable, foot. So, you know, what's the impact on Lane Johnson for the Eagles' run game when we still can't even get it going? Derek?
Yeah. Great question. I wish I had an answer for it because it almost segues, not even segues, goes back to something you said previous to that. Because like I said, I watched the All-22. And you mentioned Tank Bigsby. We'll get to the Lane Johnson thing in a second.
Go ahead.
It's kind of part and parcel with the same thing. It is Saquon. I noticed that he is trying to do a little bit of a one cut, hit a hole, and get some muddled up a little bit where there were holes that were there last year that weren't there. Tank Bigsby's not doing that.
He's just getting the ball.
He's getting the
and
ball going.
Yeah.
You know, he's looking where there's open space. And when he sees the open space, he just goes. I mean, look, we all watch the games. It's exactly what he's doing. He ain't dancing. He's just A gap, B gap, go. If it gets stopped for 3, great. If it goes for 15, even better. I think the Saquon is trying to put the genie back in the bottle, so to speak. But this isn't last year's team, and he's still running behind the line like it's last year's team, and that's what I think he's doing. As far as the Lane Johnson thing is concerned, I mean, run blocking I don't think is going to be an issue. Pass blocking might be a problem. I mean, he's one of the best tackles in the league for the past 10 years.
To ever do it, I think. One of the best to ever do it.
Yeah, he's first ballot Hall of Fame
Yep.
tackle. There's no doubt. So to answer your question on that, I think that it's going to lead to Jalen have to do some things that are different. But there's no denying it's a big loss.
Yeah.
I think that Lane may not even be the player he was 3 years ago, but that's still better than most of the tackles in the league. He was dominant. I mean, you weren't even sniffing the quarterback. I do see a few breakdowns in him now, but still better than most tackles in the league.
Absolutely. Jay?
Yeah, I mean, Derek kind of hit a home run with that response there. But, I'm going to have faith in Fred Johnson. I mean, I think with Fred Johnson playing, I think I saw a stat, it was either as a starter. I think it is as a starter. We're 9-2 with him out there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen the same stat.
So it does give me faith. By no means is he Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson's an all-pro. To me, first ballot Hall of Famer. But he's familiar with the offense. He was here last year. Offensive line coach didn't change, so that's going to help out. And who knows, more reps might equal better play. And you just got to go out there and just hope and let him shine. They'll quickly find out if he's struggling, and you might add help to that side. But I think he's going to end up doing a good enough job.
Yeah. And to add off of that, I mean, obviously now we have to believe in Fred.
Believe in Fred.
Yeah, believe in Fred for at least a month or so. Good thing is, hopefully he's not out for the rest of the year. But what's his future look like after this injury? Because it hit him, at this point in his career.
Yeah, I mean, he's been dinged up a lot.
Yeah.
The past few weeks and this year, even starting a little bit last year, he was starting to get dinged up. He's not, he's not in year 5 anymore. And he's over a decade in the league. So tackles can play a long time, but that doesn't stop you from not getting hurt. And man, his future, I still think we got a lot of more years left of Lane to go, but I think we should start looking for the Cam Jurgens treatment like they did with Jason Kelce. I think it's about that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay?
Yeah. Obviously you have a decent insurance policy this year with Fred Johnson, who's played well when he has had to step in. But yeah, Derek's absolutely right. You got to go out there and you got to start looking at talent in a position where you didn't have to worry about it over the last 10 years. And, you know, I would do exactly what they did with Jason Kelce, with letting Lane look into some of these guys that are out there. And, I mean,
Can you explain that?
so they let Jason Kelce kind of hand pick Cam Jurgens.
I remember that.
They went to him and asked him, look, Jason, we know, it's getting closer to retirement. You've mentioned it, that it was on your mind. Do you mind helping us look for, your replacement? And
I remember it too, but I don't think a lot of people know that. That's why I wanted you
Yeah.
to talk about it.
so, I would do the same thing with Lane. To me, I think if you play the position, you know what another player is capable of. But
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So before we move on to the emails and stat of the week, there was one other concern that I have. We were talking about Lane Johnson and now Fred stepping in. Cam Jurgens went out again in that Lions game. I'm pretty sure with a concussion. Who steps in? Is it going to be Toth, or I seen the guy that the Rams were pissed off that we picked up? I think it's, what's his name, Perkins or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
He was actually fully practicing now and back at practice so far all this week. So you think they start Toth, or do you think they try this other guy out that the Rams were pissed off about? Jay?
Jurgens practiced today. So,
he did?
Yeah, he had a limited practice, so maybe not too big of a worry as we think.
But he has been getting banged up.
Yeah,
He has.
yeah, absolutely.
And that's my thing is, with him getting banged up, having I wouldn't say short week, normal week, but coming off concussion and then, getting hurt from his other injury. Say
he doesn't go.
Yeah, doesn't go.
It's still
Toth.
Toth.
Okay.
Would I entertain Willie Lampkin? Yeah, I mean, if he's the backup center and somebody else goes out on that line, Toth probably slides over, and then you have Lampkin at center.
I agree. I think they want to give him every opportunity to play. Brett Toth, they're going to give him every opportunity to play, but he might have a short
leash.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
There's been massive plays where he's just absolutely missed on his defender, and Jalen's a dead duck in the backfield. You can't have that, especially in the middle. Those guys come home nice, fast, and free. You're asking your quarterback to get hurt.
You think that's a function of, maybe I answered my own question. I was going to say, is it a function of the talent or Jeff Stoutland? Because we never really see that very often, where guys that are running up the middle come free like that. And we've seen it a few times this year, and we've also seen it where it's happened and the second guy, Saquon, has missed him as well. So I don't know if it's coaching or talent. I'm not really sure, but it's happened more than once. If you've watched the game, you've seen it. So I guess that's a question. Like, can you coach that up? Like, I don't know. And you can't. And the thing is that you talk about you can't play with your that's your franchise, as your quarterback.
I never played ball, football, but I would assume that's like it's a mental thing. To me, like, you got too much going on here that you're forgetting which guy that you're supposed to pick up.
How good? How good was Jason Kelce?
The offense was running through Jason Kelce. So Jason Kelce was.
Yeah, right.
He was the whole offensive line.
The praise that Jason Kelce has gotten, it's well deserved.
You see it now, right? Being removed from it from 2 years. And Cam Jurgens is good. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
he's one of the better centers in the league. But just Jason being removed from it for a couple of years, you're like, wow, he was the rock.
Yeah. So I just there's one thing that's been on my mind after watching this Detroit game, and Jalen Hurts didn't have one of his best games. I want to put it that way. Missing a few passes. They were forcing the ball, it seemed like, to A.J. Brown. I don't know if you guys feel the same way about that.
Yeah. Let's get into that, right? That's all.
Yeah, because there's multiple things out here that rumors, I guess we could talk about.
I hate rumors, but go ahead.
Yeah, me too. But it feels like it's always around the Eagles this year. And maybe last year too a little bit, but this year, man, it's on the offense. And last week it was A.J. Brown. Now this week is Jalen Hurts, saying how they're not liking how Jalen Hurts is on the field and in the locker room. Supposedly, I think it was on Sunday. There was a play that I think they went 3 and out. Jalen never takes his helmet off on the field before he gets to the sideline. And he did it, and somebody caught it. And my thing is, they're ripping Jalen Hurts, right? Why are you ripping Jalen Hurts when he's had an amazing year so far? Knock on wood. But then, how about we just all put the eyes on Kevin Patullo? Because that's what I really think it is. And it's very frustrating to say, but I really think that it is Kevin Patullo, because you see A.J. Brown's frustration. Jalen Hurts not giving me the ball, not getting me open, or, whatever it is. But then they were forcing the fuck out of the ball to A.J. Brown on Sunday. So, is it Jalen Hurts, or is it somebody else? Kevin Patullo or Nick Sirianni? Like, what is getting this rumor fired up?
Well, it's Philly media, right? At the end of the day, it's Philly media. They need something to talk about. They need clickbait. They need all that stuff. But if you really want to get into it, straight up, it's coaching.
I agree.
The route tree. Here we go again with the route tree, right?
Oh, I seen it.
It is disgusting. It looks high school footballish. Especially seeing it, getting it to see it as it's happening right in front of you in the stadium. You're looking at, you're like, where's he supposed to go with this football? And, it's on the TV, it's easy to say, oh, he's open, when you can't really see what else is out there.
Right.
Shit, even in being live and watching it, you're like, oh shit, he's open.
Then you really look, you're like,
yeah,
no, he throws that ball.
It's intercepted.
It's intercepted.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's the route tree. It is beyond I don't understand how you can draw something up and it is predictable. You had DBs for the Lions who they were playing some of their backup DBs because they're hurt. Even they knew what was coming. Like A.J. Brown's running his comeback route, and the DB's inside, got his hips turned, not even worried about a double move because he knows it's not coming.
He's so predictable.
That
game for me was predictable.
That is not players.
No.
That is coaching.
Yeah. Derek?
Yeah, I agree. I was 50-50 on this for a minute. The players, Patullo, we talk about Patullo a lot. We go back and forth. And you know what? When I left you guys on Sunday, I came home and I caught the 4:00 games. And I watched the Cleveland Browns game. And as I was watching it, I was saying to myself, this looks innovative.
Yeah.
And they're terrible.
Yeah, they are.
And I'm looking at some of the things that they're doing with guys with half the talent. These guys in the league, I'm going to say half the talent. With 75% of the talent that the Eagles got. And it was like they were trying things. And they were trying things with a backup quarterback and a backup quarterback. they weren't going to work because the rest of the team was just bad. But I watched the scheme of what they were doing. I even watched some of the stuff the Cardinals were doing. I'm like, man, this looks like an NFL offense. And yeah, it's to piggyback on what Jay says. I think it is coaching, and I don't know, other than, again, like we talked about last week, other than changing the play calling. I don't know how you get out of it. Like I don't know what you do at this point. But then again, we're talking about an 8-2 football team. So in their mind, although they're frustrated, they can go back to, but we're 8-2. Exactly. They've only lost. I think they've only lost 2 games of, where they gave up more than 7 points, a 7-point deficit. Mm-hmm. Like they've been in every game.
Yeah, I mean, really, they should be 9-1. The Broncos game, I mean, you put up a goose egg in the fourth quarter, and you let Denver walk all over you.
Yeah.
So the Giants game, the first one, fair and square. They beat us. Yeah. They punched us in the mouth. But I agree with you guys, and that was good shit. Let's get to the stat of the week. Jay, I'm going to kick it to you, brother. What do you got for the stat of the week?
Yeah, we kind of spoke about this a little bit, but it was the defense on fourth down. The Lions went for it on fourth down. I believe it was 5 times, and they were 0 for 5. That right there just goes to show what kind of defensive masterclass we put on. They went out there and just straight up said, okay, you're going to go for it. Give us your best shot, and we're going to shut that down. And shut it down is exactly what we did. That was huge. Like I said earlier, without those fourth down stops, if the Lions take points, it's a totally different ballgame. And we might be sitting here with an L instead of a W.
You're absolutely right about that. I mean, the D was just they won the game for them, So they were most certainly the reason why they won the game. But I couldn't agree with you more.
Yeah, I mean, even being there live, man, that place, third down, that's all they said. And then everybody just standing up in that motherfucker. But that place was just insane on the fourth downs.
And it doesn't happen without the linebacker group that we have.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Thank you. We finally started to give a shit about the linebacker position.
Boy, they look good, didn't they?
There was some dark days in the past. We were just throwing out whoever. Go pick up old boy from Kensington Ave and go put him in at linebacker.
Me personally, I wanna formally apologize to Nakobe Dean for ever thinking that you should be off the field at some point because we had Jahad Campbell. I am sorry. I'll be wearing a Georgia Bulldog sweatshirt sometime this weekend. But man, you
baller.
You ball out, fam.
He might be the smartest man on the football field.
Absolutely.
And it showed.
Oh my God, yeah. It showed on almost every fourth down play that they went for. It was awesome to watch.
Yeah, he did his thing.
Awesome to watch. All right, man. Now we go to my favorite segment of the podcast, the emails.
Get into it.
We got 3 of them. I will let Derek read the first one.
All right. This email is from Terrell McNabb 04. I love the name, by the way, Terrell McNabb. Thanks for reading my email. How you know we was going to read it? I heard you guys talk about the bill coming due for Howie in the next coming years. Can you explain? They have extended the offensive guys. The D seems to be where the issue is.
Pause.
The D is always where the issue is, by the way. Just take that with you for the rest of your life. Who do you think is going to be the odd man out? Wow.
I'm glad you asked.
I'm glad you asked. So Did a little research on this, and you're right. The offensive guys are all locked up. The defensive guys, whew, let me tell you, I'm not sure. I did look at what's coming down the pipe, and it looks like to me, looks like the edge defenders are going to be okay, but it looks like 2027 they're going to have to take out a loan
Oof. Yeah.
for the entire defense outside of linebackers. 2027 and 2028, I have no idea what they're going to do. Nolan Smith can be extended. We don't even know what we're going to do with Jalen Phillips. The only one really signed to any real money from 2027 and 2028 is Jelix Hunt. As you look at the interior defensive line, Jalen Carter can be extended in 27. Jordan Davis is a free agent in 27. Ojomo's a free agent in 27. He's only making a 1.1 right now. He's going to get a significant raise from us or somebody. Nakobe Dean is a free agent next year if he's not extended. So when we talk about the bill being due,
The
bill
Bills
is
man.
due. The original question that you asked was, who is the odd man out? I'll be honest with you, there might be more than one guy that's out of that group. Luckily, they've extended. They have time before they get to the corners. And because they're not really paying Reed Blankenship any real money, he's good for a little while. If I had to guess who the odd man out of that group is going to be, it's probably going to be Ojomo. And man, they have a decision to make when it comes to Jalen Phillips and Nolan.
I was
Nolan
just about to
Smith.
say that.
I don't know how you let Jalen Phillips walk with the way he's playing right now. So one of those two guys are going to be the odd man out. And if they extend Jalen Phillips this year, then you know Nolan Smith's the odd man out. So those are my two guys. It's probably going to be Ojomo because they drafted Jordan Davis so high. The bill for Carter, he's back. The bill for Carter is going to be massive. So those are my two guys. If you have any thoughts on any of that, you can even go from anybody else on corners or anybody else. But those are the two guys I think will probably be the odd men out.
Yeah, I mean, you know who your locks are. I mean, well,
No, you tell me who you think your locks are.
They should be your locks, and like you don't have to worry about it for a little while. But you know, Quignon, you know Cooper DeJean not going nowhere.
They don't have to worry about him either. They're locked up for a minute.
Jalen Carter, you let him walk away. That might be the biggest mistake since
Reggie White.
Reggie White.
You're right.
So to me, that's already a lock. And Jordan Davis, because of the fact that he was drafted so high. Could you get away with it? I think so if you decided to pay more Ojomo. I also think that Jordan Davis is the better run defender.
I agree.
So those to me, those are your locks. And
yeah, it's tough.
I hate to say it. I really do. I think Ojomo, I agree with, odd man out.
I know where you're going with this. You're going Nakobe Dean.
Yeah.
I know it.
I love Nakobe, and like we were just giving him praise. But you spent the first round draft pick on Jahad Campbell. That's going to matter.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, you'll have your time to talk.
Howie's if you go off of Howie's tendencies in the past, that matters. And I also get it in that aspect too, because you know you use the draft pick, and you know that's an investment.
Yeah.
And by no means is Jahad Campbell a bad player. He's a great player, but you're going to pay 3 linebackers. I just don't see it happening. And Bond's already paid.
So who are you two?
N'Kobe and Ojomo.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna keep one of them. It's gonna be Ojomo. That I'm agreeing with both of you. That's the odd man out for that. I think Nolan Smith is the other one for me.
Yeah.
I think yes, you wasted a first round pick.
I didn't even get to that. I didn't even get to the outside guys.
You waited you know, first round pick on Jahai Campbell, right? I like how they're mixing him on the edge. And I feel like if you can get him to play that edge and take Nolan Smith's spot, I think they re-sign N'Kobe Dean and try and keep N'Kobe Dean, Zach Bond, and Campbell.
So you throw a curveball. So
Yeah,
you keep him as an edge rusher.
I'm keeping him as an edge rusher. So Nolan Smith walks, Ojomo walks.
In your scenario, they don't sign Jalen Phillips in.
Yo, well, I forgot about that guy too, but I don't know, man. I hate this free agency bullshit.
Well,
but
so this is where it's gonna go, right? Jalen Phillips right now is playing himself into a well-deserved contract
With us or for somebody.
yeah,
So it's either, do you think he's gonna? That's the thing. Between him and Nolan Smith, they both have been bitten by the injury bug.
mm-hmm.
That's true.
So which do you prioritize?
Jalen Phillips.
I think so. I think he's the better player.
This reminds me of us. I mean, obviously, I know it's a little late into the season now, but this Jalen Phillips pickup reminds me of the Zach Bond pickup.
Good call.
And
Great question. Seriously, because now
yeah,
my mind's all over the place. It's not what I want to be thinking about right now. We got the Cowboys coming up.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, that's why they email us, guys.
all right. We'll get on to the second email, and I'll read the second email, and then I'll kick the last one to Jay. So this one is from Ashley Patel. Hi guys, I live in Oregon. My boyfriend and I are coming to Philly for Thanksgiving. He went to school at Villanova and became an Eagles fan. He will be at his aunt's house for Thanksgiving, but want to go out for the Black Friday game. Any suggestions on where we should go? Who wants to start?
Well, what's it called now? Xfinity Live.
Yeah. Xfinity's Live's a good place to go.
It's gonna be a madhouse, but if that's the kind of vibe you're looking for, I to me, top of the list is Xfinity Live. They may have changed the name of it, but it's right outside the sports complex there.
Yeah, still. I mean, we still call the Wells Fargo Center the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they change the name to. It's going to be Xfinity Live until we're dead.
So definitely the energy at Xfinity Live. There's multiple bars in there, and everybody. It's like one big party as you're watching the game.
Yeah, I think it depends on what it is you're looking to do. Like if you want game day atmosphere, you're right. Xfinity Live or Chickies, any of those places down there. You get the experience, almost like we did tailgate. You get the experience of being in the game or at the game without actually being at the game. But Xfinity Live is going to be crazy. Chickies would be crazy. Like I was telling you, that FanDuel Sportsbook inside the casino, it's crazy too. Only thing is that if you're a gambler, you have a really place to sit. Other than that, you kind of like got to stand by the bar. But it's crazy because not only are people watching the game, they're looking at their phones or they're looking at slips. Like 7 catches. This guy. They're like, you'll see the most random thing. It could be somebody fumbled the ball, and you'll see 35 people cheering because they just won something on a parlay. So that place is cool too. So you can't go wrong with any of those places if that's what kind of atmosphere you're looking for.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of both of them, what you guys said. I mean, Xfinity Live, that's one hell of a place to watch it if you're not inside watching it, live.
Yeah.
Chickies and Pete's pretty good also. if you really, really want to go crazy, and enjoy a crazy atmosphere, it will be go in to parking lot K Black Friday, because the New Heights will be there. Jason Kelsey and Travis Kelsey, they will be doing a podcast, and also they will both be there. They said field goal tries and all kinds of shit.
So they're having a party.
They're having a party. So if you're trying to, like I said, I don't know how crazy you're trying to go, but that's an option too.
But everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere that day.
You can't really go wrong.
You can cross the bridge.
I had to pop out to Philly on Black Friday.
No matter.
Hell no.
No, I ain't gonna.
That's going to be dangerous having that.
You ain't kidding, boy.
Nah.
Yeah, no, there's going to be plenty of places to go.
Yeah.
For me to answer your question, yeah, plenty of places to go,
Yeah. Nah, it was a good email. Good email. And thanks for listening from Oregon, man. I really, really appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And
yeah.
Great question. Just be safe and always for that, go Birds,
Yeah.
Jay, I'm going to kick it to you for the last email, man.
Oh, and while you're out there, spread the gospel of the Reggie and Jerome.
The Reggie and Jerome pod, baby.
Yeah, please.
Listen, I handed out. I don't think I got any stickers left.
Oh, wow.
He was out there hustling, man.
Yeah, good shit.
This one is from Army of 1912 5. I'm sorry if it's supposed to be said a different way.
Yeah, that's a Philly zip code 19125.
See,
Well, go ahead. Yeah.
I only know one zip code, the one I live in.
All good, my guy.
With BG returning to the nest, and after hearing you guys talk last week about the Christmas gift jerseys, it got me thinking about the Birds retired numbers.
We talk about
me
this
too
all the time.
Me too.
That's why I got this.
Here are the officially retired numbers: 5 Donovan McNabb, 15 Steve Van Buren, 20 Brian Dawkins, 40 Tom Brookshire, 44 Pete Retzlaff, 60 Chuck Bednarik, 70 Al Wistart.
Who? I just said who because I don't know who that is. Go ahead.
92 Reggie White, 99 Jerome Brown. The unofficial retired numbers: 9 Nick Foles, 12 Randall Cunningham, 25 LaShawn McCoy, 46 John Dornbos, 87 Brent Selleck. Knowing that 62 and 65 are going to be retired, which of the unofficial numbers you think should be official? Great question. I have a totally different outlook on this retired number thing.
Speak on it.
I feel like it should be limited. And I feel like this for all football teams and a lot of in sports in general. To me, those who are great deserve to be remembered. And what better way to remember them by wearing their jersey on your back.
Yeah.
You go out there and you see number 12, you're like, dang, I haven't seen number 12 since
Randall Cunningham.
Randall Cunningham, and then to me, you start to reminisce, you start to all those memories start to flood back. And, when you don't see it out there, do you think about it? Sure. But to me, I feel like, and these players might feel differently, but to me, it'd be the biggest honor if somebody was out there wearing the number that I wore and, sustained greatness with in my career. But to answer your question.
I like that answer, by the way, but go ahead.
Which of the unofficial numbers do you think should be official? To me, the easy answer is 62. I mean,
no.
That's saying
they're going to be
knowing that
62,
65.
Number 9.
Wow.
And that's as much as I say, this should be worn. It's number 9 because he brought you your first Super Bowl, and for that, you will always be remembered.
Shit, they got a goddamn statue outside for him.
That they do.
So, Derek, what do you think, man?
Oh, shit. I'm like, I got to answer this question too. the John Dornbos thing really threw me off.
Well,
I couldn't remember that.
It's because we traded him. It was the year of the Super Bowl. We traded him to the Saints, and had we not done so, they wouldn't have found the mass in his heart, and he probably would have passed away that year.
I get all that.
Yeah.
I guess it didn't even register to me that nobody's worn the number. Like I just didn't pay attention. Nobody's worn the number.
And I swear I see somebody with 87 on. It might be Xavier Gibson.
It is.
Maybe.
It is Xavier
Gibson?
Yes.
Yeah, where's 87?
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that at the game. I said,
Yep.
oh, he's got 87 on.
Yep. You're right. Actually, now thinking about it, you're totally right on
Okay,
that.
so then maybe they unofficially retired
Brett Selleck.
Brent Selleck, so we'll take him off.
Yeah, they
the
found him at cheerleaders
They
too
found
much.
him. Yeah.
Nah, go ahead, Derek.
I got a Brent Selleck story. So walking into a concert, and I can't remember which arena it was, but he was behind me. He was lit. Shout out to you, Brett, and you had some people with you that were lit as well. It's awesome. Man, this is tough for me. But we don't waffle. Greatest running back in Eagles history to me.
It's a good answer.
25. Cut on a dime. I also agree with you when it comes to the jerseys. I didn't always agree with you though. And I'm going to tell you the person that made me come around to this was actually Nelson, because I was watching NASCAR one day and I saw somebody driving the 3 car. And I'm like, why are you letting him drive? That was Dale Earnhardt. He was the greatest driver ever. He was like, no, they don't do that. And then I saw somebody with 24 and he was like, yeah, they don't do that. They let whoever wants the number. I said, anybody? He was like, yeah, whoever wants the number, they can have the number.
They let the legacy continue.
Yes. So I didn't always think that way, but I kind of do now. But since the Eagles don't, we got to pick somebody. And for me, it's Shady. It'd be hard to see somebody wear Shady's number because Shady, he's the greatest running back in Eagles history. Until somebody else does it, he's the greatest.
Yeah.
So that's my guy.
Okay. I mean, I agree with both of you with both numbers you guys picked. I don't know, man. LaShawn McCoy is one. There's one on here that, it's not even on here. That's Deshaun Jackson, number 10.
Whoa. Is he unofficially retired? Has anybody worn 10?
Matt Collins.
Matt Collins.
Matt Collins did, but I don't know, man.
Greatest.
One of the greatest wide receivers that the Eagles ever had, I would say. The amount of stats and everything that he's put up, I get it.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of anybody better.
He might be the greatest deep threat ever. Hey, he's got the most 60-plus yard touchdowns in NFL history.
I mean, obviously Harold's in the Hall of Fame, but man, for a 6-year period, Deshaun was, again, only player ever to make the Pro Bowl in 2 different positions, man. So,
listen, I got to go with Deshaun Jackson, number 10.
Okay.
Yeah, that was your guy.
That's your guy.
Yeah, that's my guy, man. Great job, guys. We're going to take a short break, and we will be back talking about the Cowgirls week. We'll be back. I'd like to take a minute and interrupt the Reggie and Jerome podcast and welcome our new podcast, The Mound Visit, your unofficial trip to the mound for all things Philadelphia Phillies. We're stepping off the rubber, kicking some dirt, and breaking down everything from Broad Street bombs to Citizens Bank drama. Whether you've been riding with the Phils since the vet or just hopped on the Red October train, grab your glove, grab your rally towel, and settle in. This is the Mound Visit, where every episode brings the heat. And we're back. We were recapping the Eagles-Lions game this past Sunday. And now we move on to Week 11. I can't believe we're in Week 11 already.
Flying by.
Flying by. And we travel to Jerry's world. The Dallas Cowgirls. Who are the Cowboys? Cowgirls, actually, for me. Who are the Cowgirls? And does a win Sunday clinch the East for the Birds? Derek, I'm going to kick it to you first, man. Who are the Cowgirls?
I was told there'd be no questions. Who are the Cowboys / girls? I think they are they're a weird team. They have a potentially explosive offense that shows up half the game, some of the game. They have a terrible defense. I don't care what happened this past Monday night. They played a terrible team, and it showed that they played a terrible team. But I think that's who they are. I think they can be explosive. They have a ton of weapons on the outside. Still not convinced they have a running game, and they got 2 really, really good wide receivers and a below average defense. Do I think they're getting better like most teams are during this year after a bye and getting some guys back? Yeah, I do. But I still think they are who their record says they are. So to me, that's who the Cowboys are. Can the Birds clinch the East if they beat them? Theoretically, no. But yes, they can.
Yeah.
There's no way they'll be able to catch them. And we know the other 2 teams in the division basically are playing for draft picks. So I hope that answers your question.
Jay?
They are who we thought they were.
Until proven otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Big D said, man, they got explosive wide receivers. Dak knows how to get them the ball. But other than that, there's not much to them. I mean, they're getting a little bit healthier, but I still don't think their defense could cover a bed with a blanket. Good for them. They can expose bad teams, but when it comes to playing a team who's on the winning side of football, they struggle. Their defense just can't keep up, and I guess that's what happens when you trade away a generational talent and Micah Parsons. Not that I think Micah Parsons was, the missing link. Could it be? Sure, but I think they have more holes in that defense than that they thought they were going into the season with. Does a win clinch the East? Technically, no, but yes. I don't see us good the rest of the season just falling flat on our face. Our defense is too good. It's not like the 2023 season where you had an offense who fell flat on their face and the defense struggled immensely as well. I just don't see that happening. I think we're going to see our first back-to-back winner in 20 years.
Yeah.
About that, yeah.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
Yeah.
Nah, you guys nailed that shit on the head. Who are the Cowgirls? They're Cowgirls. They
You said that very disrespectfully, by the way. Just damn.
I always talk about them like that. Just like and real quick, my brother's girlfriend, I tried to see, how long she's had that disease of being a Cowgirls fan.
I prayed for her.
Did you?
Yeah. After I found out she was afflicted with the disease,
Yeah.
I did say a couple prayers.
Well, that's awesome.
Hopefully she got some medical attention, by the way.
They're there now as we speak. They're going to the game on Sunday. My poor brother. I mean, he's a Seahawks fan. You got to go wherever the girl takes you.
Shout him out. What's his name?
Rocco. Yeah, Rocco.
Big Rock.
Shout out to you, bro. And hope you're enjoying yourself in Dallas. Can't wait to hear the stories on the Eagles fans that are traveling to Dallas and the Cowboys fans in general. Can't wait to hear that.
Rocco, get your turkey leg while you're out there. They're really good, man. They're like $5. They look like them things is huge, man. Get your turkey leg when you're out there, boy.
Yeah. But does a win clinch the East? No, like we've talked about. But yes, at the same time, we knocked the Cowboys out. They face Kansas City Black Friday. All right, is it Black Friday? I don't know if it's Black
it's
Friday.
Thanksgiving.
Yes,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
They face
Oof.
the Chiefs.
So
So
it doesn't playing very well, but
yeah. So listen, they go from Sunday to Thursday. It's a quick week.
That
Quick
is-
week.
quick week for
yeah.
not as
Dallas.
quick, but we put turnaround play on Friday.
On Friday, yeah.
But
So yeah, Jay.
the whole does a win the division. I mean, I think I saw something where there's like a 1% chance, like yes, it's locked down with a win, but you need A through Z to happen.
Yeah.
They'd have to lose both Commanders game. Yeah, it would be.
You need no. I'm talking about with strictly a win on Sunday. Somebody had posted it. I forget where I saw it.
So if they win on Sunday, there's a 1% chance they
It was something
couldn't win.
You,
Okay.
you would, like I said, you would need A through Z to happen in the rest of the football league for
I got
for
you.
it to
I
be
got
for
you.
it
I
to
got
be
you.
Like
cemented.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how do we beat the girls on Sunday? And how could we lose to them? Jay, I'm gonna start with you.
You beat them by just well. I mean, it's a simple answer. You got to fucking score. I mean, this defense is the worst in the league, and for good reason. If you can't move the ball against this team, there's a major problem. You can run all over them. You can throw anywhere you want to. It's literally utter domination on the offensive side of the ball. I'm not worried about the defensive side of the ball. I'm not worried about defensive side of the ball too much. I mean, we just played a Lions offense who I think is a better offense than the Cowboys offense. And you saw what we did there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do I think Dak's having a better season than Jared Goff? Yeah. There's no mistake in that, but you have to put up numbers when your team is giving up 40 points a game. You're trying to give your offense a fighting chance, but how do we beat them? Just offensive domination. They can't, if you're scoring, they're not going to be able to keep up, not with how good our defense plays. And how can we lose to them? Offense not scoring the ball and just giving up short field. Like, we didn't talk about it, but like, I couldn't understand for the life of me why we went for it on fourth down in our own territory with the game so close and not converting.
Another weird Nick Sirianni decision. 2
Decisions,
weeks in a row.
decisions like that will lose you a game.
Lose you a game, yeah. No, yeah,
Particularly this game.
Yeah, we didn't touch on that. And I mean, if we want to touch on that real quick, fourth down in our own territory. And you knew who the fuck, I knew who the fucking ball was going to. It was AJ Brown. But it was just weird call. I would have thought Brandon Mann, yeah, it was windy as all hell there.
But any plus yardage is plus yardage.
Yeah.
To give them the football right there knocking on a door was just moronic.
Yeah, thank God for our defense, right? Thank God for our defense. But, Brandon Mann, he could have fucking put them down in their own 10-yard line. I would have liked that a lot more than going for it on fourth down. But then, us as fans, hey, why are they going for it? Why are they going for it? But then if they would have got it, we would have been a lot happier too.
I don't know. We would have been happier, but I think the three of us would have still questioned it.
Oh,
though.
yeah. I was questioning. I know I was questioning during the game when that happened. I was like, why? Just punt the ball, pin them down in their territory. They have to drive the whole length of the field instead of,
They're on the plus side of the
on the plus side of the field, and they're that close to a fucking touchdown, and then this game being tied. So, Derek, how do we beat the boys, and how can we lose?
A lot of what Joey said, it's the same thing. I think how we beat them is, ironically, I think defense is how you beat them. I think that while I think they're going to score points and we're going to need to score points with them, I think that if they do, and this goes back to what we were talking about earlier in the Lions game, if they do what they did to Pickens and Lamb, what they did to the Lions receivers, if they can do close to that, and I honestly think they're easier to cover than Williams and St. Brown. Both shifty guys, really good route runners. I'm talking about the Lions guys. The Cowboys guys aren't really like that. They're just big physical receivers. Lamb runs good routes, but he's not like them. And they're not burners. I think that if you – honestly, if I think you put – they won't do this, but if they put Quinyon on Pickens and say you got him, I think he can shut him down. He's not a great route runner. He's a good route runner, but he's not a great one. Perfect kind of guy for Quinyon to face. And then take your chances with Lamb. 5 up front. They don't really have a run game. The tight ends don't really scare me. Like, teams get in trouble with them when they let those guys on the outside run wild. So how they can beat them is by doing that. Take those guys away. Who else is going to beat you on the team if you take those guys away? Nobody. Dak ain't going to beat you by himself. That's how you win the game. Flip side, how you lose the game? Poor coaching decisions, not being somewhat inventive on the offense. We talked a couple weeks ago. I had this as a loss, and we'll get to that. But obviously, I'm a fan. I want them to win. It's going to take like 24 points to win this game, I think, at least. So how they lose is doing what they've been doing on offense. You can't rely on the defense to keep bailing you out all the time. So I think that's how they lose.
You guys both nailed that shit on the head. I agree with both of you guys. The way that they can win is defense keeps playing the way they play. Offense needs to turn the fuck around. And really, it is the Philly media about this whole Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown stuff. This is the perfect opportunity to shut everybody up. And that's the way they can do it. That's the way that they can win, is shutting not only Dallas up, but everybody else that are the haters on the Eagles right now. The way that they can lose, Dory Jackson, first of all, is going to have one hell of a game running around with either CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens.
Yeah, Quinyon can't guard them both.
No. I wish he could, but he can't. So, Dory Jackson, get your big boy paintings on, bro, because you got one hell of a game to play. The other thing is, with their run game, we're very, very good defense at run game in certain aspects. And I say that because we stopped Jahmyr Gibbs running. Out of the backfield catching, though, he torched us.
Oof, did he?
He absolutely torched us on Sunday. And Javonte Williams, he doesn't really catch out of the backfield. He's a powerhouse, I think power running back. I look at him as not catching out of the backfield.
Agreed.
So we keep that down. I think Dak Prescott's probably going to throw the ball about 40, 45 times Sunday. But like Derek said, Dak Prescott can't win you the game by himself. So the way we can lose is the offense keeps playing the way that they've been playing, like shit. And, they don't give the defense enough opportunity or enough rest on the sideline. And I think that's how we lose.
Absolutely.
So, we're getting close to the end of this podcast, but who needs to have a big game for the Birds on Sunday 425 game of the week in the Kelly Greens against the Cowgirls. Derek?
We're in the Kelly Greens to Dallas.
Yes, we are.
Wow. Someone reminded me that I'm on a bit of a streak when it comes to these predictions. I said the defensive line needed to win the game last week. I had Ojomo the week before. So this week, I'm going to go on the offensive side of the ball.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with our tight end.
Dallas got
I
it.
think Dallas could have a big game.
Being named after Dallas.
Being named after Dallas, as I just heard.
His father named him after the Cowboys.
I think I might have heard that. Yeah. Well, yeah, I think he's the guy. Again, we talked about him a couple weeks ago. Weird season, all these touchdowns, not a lot of yards. But I think this is the week where if he has a big game, he's the guy that can, obviously Jalen has to get him the ball, but he can torch them. I'm going to give him a stat line of 1 tutty, 5 catches for 80 yards.
Okay. I like that.
That should be enough to do it for him.
Hopefully. Jay, who you got?
While it might not seem like a big game.
Hold on, I don't mean to cut you off. You can't pick Smitty. You only picked him 2 times in a row.
Did you really?
Man.
You picked him 2 times in a row?
2 weeks in a row.
Did I pick him?
Hell
2 weeks in a
yeah.
row? That's my dog, man.
Yeah, I know. Listen, you picked him
That's
for
my
last
dog,
week's game.
man.
He didn't have a good
big
game
game
at all.
player.
He
All right,
dropped
fine.
passes. He didn't
Fine.
even make a catch,
Fine.
I don't think.
Fine.
Go ahead. Who you got?
Number 26.
Oh.
I think this is the perfect team to get it going against. I have a feeling with Lane being out, we might try and run more than we have. And I feel like he's going to find a few holes. They're going to bounce some runs outside, and he's going to have himself a nice day. I'm going to say 22 rush attempts for $110 and a touchdown.
That's a great day.
That's a great day for a running back.
Yeah.
And fantasy. I'm gonna go
Take
offense.
Smitty, I dare you.
Nah. I guess I am taking Smitty because I'm taking the whole offense.
Oh, you took a page out of my book.
Yeah, I
okay.
did. Man,
All right.
listen, I don't know if it's gonna happen or we're just in a dark hole. And at some point, man, it's either it's a boom or bust. And I think the Birds need to prove on why, first of all, Dallas' defense is not good. I don't think. Second of all, why they are 8-2. Yes, because of the defense, but all the superstars and everything that we have on that offense. And I heard a clip from A.J. Brown earlier today, and they said, one of the reporters asked him, "Are you guys close to clicking?" And his response was, "Yeah, we're close to clicking. That's what he feels like, but we need to get after it. We need to stay focused and do what we know how to do it." And I think that right there just shows me it can happen. It can happen. It's just a waiting point, and it all comes back down to the play calling. And we need to figure out what the hell we're doing on offense. So I'm giving that whole player and stat. I ain't putting a stat out because I can't do it for the whole offense.
That'd be impressive if you did.
But actually, I will give a stat. It's a weird stat, but control the game of time of possession. Make plays happen, score the points, and give your defense a break. Don't go 3 and out. You're going to lose us the game. I'm going to tell you that now.
I'm going to say something that it's going to bother me to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. And we're hypocrites. You know why we're hypocrites? Because we just said how the other team is who they are. But we didn't take that same approach for us. At some point, you are who you are, right?
Yeah, we said it a few podcasts ago.
Yeah.
We are who we are, though.
Yeah, but we are who we are. And I know we want this to turn around because we're fans of the team.
Absolutely.
But, and I'm not saying that they can't do that.
Well, they've shown they can, but they've shown they can't.
Right. So at some point, right, aren't they who they are? And as fans of the team, and I think we are so even keeled when it comes to this. We're not like some people we know who, see things through green glasses. Like, we call it like we see it. We understand the other teams have good players. We get it. But I just don't want to be like that. That being said, yeah, we know what they're capable of. Quick question. At what point in the season, and I don't think it's this week, even though I said we're hypocrites, I don't think it's this week. At what point in the season, you can make this a quick answer. Is it week 14, week 15? If they're still doing this at that point, at what point are they who you just know that they are? Because you're right. They're so up and down.
Yeah.
You really can't tell. So that's why I'm not giving us the full hypocrite thing, because one half they look amazing, another half they don't. Another game they don't. Defense looks awesome, offense doesn't. At what point in the season do we sit there and watch them, hope for the best, but then we look at the game and say, this is just who they are?
To me, I think it's week 15.
Who they play week 15?
They play the Raiders. If we can't do it against the Raiders, and
great job,
we're exactly who we are, these past weeks.
You're 3 weeks from the playoffs at that point.
Yep, exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. We're 3 weeks away from the playoffs.
This is who we are.
That's who we are.
Okay.
That's who we are.
Okay. Joey?
Yeah, a week off. I said week 14, Chargers week.
Chargers week?
Another team who's up and down. You know, the Jaguars made them look absolutely silly this past week. But you got a few more weeks. If AJ thinks they're close to clicking, you're going to see it within the next 3 weeks. And if, you get through the Dallas and you get through Chicago and the offense still looks the same and they don't prove anything against the Chargers,
This is who the 2025 Eagles are.
Yes.
Okay. I just wonder.
Nah.
Not to steal any of your thunder.
Nah, it's okay. I'll let it slide. Nah, great job, guys. Before we wrap this up, we need some score predictions. Who's going to be the first one?
I'll go.
Let's go, J.A. Go ahead.
My gut told me 28-14. And that's what I'm sticking with. Birds, obviously.
Okay.
My gut says 27-20 Cowboys. I said it 2 weeks ago. I'm saying it today. I think this is the game that they lose. I also think they can make a run after this, but division games are tough. And,
always.
I don't care who they were playing. It could have been the Commanders or the Giants. Like, division games are just tough. You've seen it all last week. It's hard to beat your division team. So 27-20, I think they lose this one. And then they go on a run. Sam?
Man, I got this as an L2, man. I got us, even though before we even started, our first podcast, I had us beating everybody in the East twice.
We hadn't seen them play yet.
Yeah, we haven't seen them play yet, but I got Dallas beating us 27-14.
Okay.
I just seeing what they did against the Lions offensive-wise, your defense can only be so great so many times. Yes, that was a great game against the Lions that they played, but Dak's going to throw the ball, and it depends how many times we can stop him and if we can get pressure to him. So, I'm going with 27-14 Dallas, taking the L. And, I'll hear it from fucking Katie, Rocco's girlfriend, but whatever. She still has the disease. Man, great podcast, guys. Great podcast. And
great job by you.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me.
Killed it, leading the way. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you guys. And I really want to give a shout out to the people that send the emails in. You guys kill it with the questions every week. Keep it coming. And you can hit us up at DJ's Podcast Network at gmail.com. We will be doing another podcast, the recap of the Dallas game, and looking forward to the Black Friday game. Will happen next week before Thanksgiving. So we will be back on the mics before Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
So please send in the emails. We love reading them. It's, a new segment that is my favorite.
Yeah,
it's one of the coolest things.
Yeah, I look forward to these every week.
Yeah, because what we do is kind of faceless.
Yeah.
We see each other, but we don't know who's on the other side.
Exactly.
That's what gives us so people are paying attention and they're actually listening to what we're talking about. And you can tell by the emails, like, they're really listening because they mentioned things that we're talking about.
Yeah, you had to get deep into the podcast to find some of that stuff out.
Exactly. So that's the best part to me as well.
Yeah. And, they always kill it. But it's also so cool to see where people are listening from, and supporting us.
Yeah.
Ashley Patel, from Oregon. That's awesome,
Yeah.
That's really cool. But keep it coming, and hey, like we always do, and we always end the podcast. Jay,
go Birds.
Derek,
go Birds.
Go Birds, dickhead. We out.